Ahoy! I'm Captain Lawrence Yufa. Piracy has probably existed since humans took to the seas. It would be so easy. You're floating adrift, and maybe you spot a boat. Maybe it belongs to a fisherman. You notice that they've made a huge catch, but lack proper weaponry to defend themselves. Maybe you haven't eaten in days, and seals are beginning to look like mermaids. You might just be tempted to commit an act of piracy. Although piracy has been around since the dawn of seamanship, it was never really a threat on a worldwide scale. All that changed in 1285 BC during the Battle of Kadesh. This is when true piracy was born. It changed the course of history and put pirates on the map forever. The battle was actually fought on land and by chariots, but the resulting political landscape set the stage for piracy. It was during the reign of Ramses II. For Egypt, the battle was about regaining the power it once held. Ever since Syria had been reduced to an Egyptian province in the 15th century, Egypt has been slowly losing its control. The battle was fought along the coast of the Orontes River against the Hittites. The Hittites were led by Muwatallis. Before Ramses II, his father, Seti I, was trying his best to make Egypt great again. He took 20,000 men and reoccupied abandoned Egyptian posts and garrisoned cities. He made informal peace with the Hittites, took control of coastal areas along the Mediterranean, and continued to campaign in Canaan. A second campaign led to his capture of Kadesh and Amurru. Sometime during the early years of Ramses II's campaign, Muwatalli had took control of Amurru and had his mind set on conquering Kadesh as well. The exact reason Ramses went to Kadesh can't be known, but we do know that they did set up base camp there. This was a bad move. The reason Ramses set up base camp at Kadesh was because he was misled by two Hittite spies that they had captured. While setting up camp with the 1st Division, the Egyptians were waiting on reinforcements from the cities of Ta, Re, and Seth. While Ramses was talking with the princes, the Hittite chariots crossed the river and charged through the division of Re. The Red Division was caught in the open and they had scattered. Some of them fled northward to Ammon, while others were still being chased by Hittite chariots. The Hittite chariotry rounded north and made their way into the Egyptian camp. They crashed through the Ammon division, creating panic. However, the momentum of the Hittite chariotry was quickly starting to wane. They had to make their way through the impending obstacle that was this large fortress. It caused them to slow their attack. According to an account by Ramses II himself, he was actually abandoned by his troops and had to make his way through multiple Hittite warriors. The Hittites had completely driven away the Egyptians and they thought they had won the battle, so they began to plunder and raid the base. This created an opening for the Egyptian counterattack, and that is exactly what they did. They pushed back into the base and drove the Hittites out, and while the Hittites were leaving, all the other Egyptian divisions almost surrounded them. They were forced all the way back to the Orontes River, where they had to swim or drown. But that's according to the Egyptian account. The Hittite account actually says that they took control of Kadesh when they made their first push into it. According to them, Ramses was forced to retreat, and modern scholarship suggests that it was a tie. But no matter who won the battle, the Hittites ended up with all the land. This leads me to the conclusion that the Hittites won the battle, and Ramses was just making propaganda. But sadly, there is no way of knowing for sure. In 1258 BC, the Hittites and the Egyptians made a peace treaty, and that lasted for quite a while, but we'll get to that. It wasn't just the Hittites that fought opposite the Egyptians though. They were accompanied by groups like the Lucans, the Sherdans, and the Carcassions. All these groups cumulatively made up the Sea Peoples. These groups would become the first pirates to be immortalized. Their raids and plunders would only become more aggressive as time went on. They would set sail and conquer, but all in good time. Until next time, fair winds, for we may never meet here again.